Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for a purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. For uses of use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now let's start this dang show.
You gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
Well, it's really disappointing for us to go out there and have such a hard time getting in this game. The things happened early enough to got us behind, and just felt like we just needed to hang and keep going and stay close. And the game got away because we couldn't score enough. And so there's big plays that are happening to us that just have to be solved. We have to get the kicking game cleaned up. We can't let this happen. And with the blocks and the significant field changes, they're just huge to deal with. So you couple that with with a couple turnovers. I think one of them was really obviously questioned. It was a huge play in the game when we're down there going in and the ball gets tipped up in the air and they catch it. And the guy sitting in the neutral zone, I'm pretty sure you guys would know better if you've seen it. But we have to overcome that kind of stuff, and we just don't seem to be able to find the way to do that yet. We believe we're going to be much better than this. Well, the coaches do and the players do, and we feel like we can prove it by the way we're working and the way we're preparing and all. But you got to take it to the game, and we've not got that done enough. And the last couple of weeks here, that's just the Commanders game, this game were similar in that we just couldn't get out of our own way enough. We got a lot of work to do. I mean, we have to keep believing, and we have to keep proving it. And the young guys that got a chance to play today will be better for it in the long run of it. But we need to get our guys back out there too, and the guys to go to. And so we'll see how we can do next week. We'll start all over again.
Was there any consideration to going with Kenny at all?
Yeah, I was thinking that if there was a reason to do that, but here's the reason why I didn't do that. We need to stay out there and keep practicing. We need to keep practicing. We need the reps. We need the turns. We need to run the system. We need to feel it. We need to see the guys get their opportunities to improve. It's not like a big change. I thought about it, because there was a chance to do that, but that's normal. But that's not what's necessary. We need to get better and get right. So these are the games that we're working on, and these are the games we have to learn from and grow from so that we can change the course of the way things are going. And there's nobody in there that doesn't feel like that. And so, we're going to go right back at it again.
All righty. Asylum. Yeah, it was a tough weekend. Oh, you're putting it nicely. I mean, after this score, it's a tough weekend. And I just got a notification. Brock Bowers, AJ Cole did not participate today in practice. And Eric Stokes is limited. Yeah, I don't think I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I don't expect Michael Mayer to be practicing right now either.
Yeah, well, no, they said he's practicing, and he should be ready to go. He cleared, so Michael Mayer might be back. So we'll see what happens coming this Friday. But tough loss, 4-6, tough loss. It was done before halftime, and we were all staring at the TV like, what is going on? So I don't know, Asylum, but we know who we have today to talk about the game. You know who we have today. We have somebody.
Wow. News to me,
the only person that brings our ratings up. So you know who it is. But
that hurts.
before we introduce her in, let's do a lot of folks' favorite segment. Oh, I said it right. Which is the CMN News Report update, whatever it's called. Are you ready, Asylum?
I'm ready.
Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
This is CMN, a cage match news update.
Hello, this is Asylum Burgundy at the Al Davis News Desk for your Cage Match News Update. What the hell, Raiders? That was yet another horrible performance. My hopes of a decent season is dissolving into delusion. Dissolved just like this tequila bottle. Excuse me for quenching my thirst. This team makes me drink so hard like a bumbling Jets quarterback waiting for DoorDash, but I digress. Dumbass. Speaking of bad Jets quarterbacks, guess who threw more interceptions? That's right, this guy right here, with 6 touchdowns but 9 interceptions. That's the first time I've seen those two numbers side by side and not get excited. Oh, but just wait to hear what they said after.
Was there any consideration to going with Kenny at all?
Yeah, I was thinking that, if there was a reason to do that, but here's the reason why I didn't do that. We need to stay out there and keep practicing.
Wait, did he really say that? Let's ask AI.
It's funny to me too. I mean, it's strange to me too. But we talking about practice, man. We're not even talking about the game, the actual game, when it matters. We're talking about practice.
Okay, Geno Smith, what do you have to say?
Hey, not necessarily just with you, but with the entirety of the team, please.
Yeah, I think we lost the game today. We lost one game today, so that's a good thing.
Oh, shut up. You sound like an idiot. Bill Romanofsky is in studio. What's your take?
And I hate using this word. I really do. I hate it. They suck. Wow. The Raiders suck. The coaches suck. The players suck. Everybody in that building, they suck. And I'm pissed off.
Hell yeah, they do. In a surprising move, Pete Carroll announced the release of linebacker Jermaine Pratt during his press conference.
In regards to Jermaine Pratt, are you anticipating him practicing this week and playing on Sunday against the Titans?
No, he's been released. Yeah.
Is there a reason for his release?
Of course, yeah. We just thought it was time to go in a different direction.
Apparently it was for insubordination. This is what we think had happened.
So, I'll see you later.
Check Mason! Check Mason! Get ready for the pain, woman! The pain train is coming! I got it! It's in there! Please don't hurt me! Please don't hurt me! Thank you, Ted! Thank you, God!
Let's bring back Romanofsky to finish this off.
That's what I mean, come on! Playing football, defense! It's about hitting people! It's about blocking and tackling. This game is not that hard. These are the luckiest guys on planet Earth. They are. They get to play football in the National Football. They're getting paid millions of dollars. Pay me a stick of bubble gum. Cut off my arm right now. I'm in. Go. I'm in. Count me in. I'm going. I'll run down on kickoff right now.
What? I was toasting to everything he was saying. It's going to be a long season. Take over, guys. I'm done.
Asylum Burgundy.
I can't blame Asylum Burgundy there, though. I mean, I want to toast what was being said. I want to drink because of the way to play. I mean, here's to you, Asylum Burgundy.
Well, without further ado, let's bring in the only reason why everyone's watching the show today. And you know who she is. That is Miss Peggy. Asylum, please roll out the red carpet so we can introduce the queen onto the show, please.
Hello, everybody. And I'm not in my cups like the rest of the Raider Nation is over the performance of this team. Okay, I don't let anything get to my heart and soul like the way that I have seen that game get into this team's heart and soul. Excuse me, these fans. And I am sorry. But anybody who's out there talk about Raiders sucks, this, that, and other, you act like we blind, Stevie Wonder. We can see. We know what's going on. We can see how bad they playing. We can see how bad Geno's playing. But why are you sounding like a Kansas City and 49er fan running around like an idiot posting up Raiders suck, Raiders suck, Raiders suck? I mean, this is game 6. I mean, I don't understand where all this emotion is coming from. Come on, Asylum. You knew before, we all knew before this season started that this team has some major talent holes. Talk about it. You knew. I told you. Why did they not make one change on that O-line the entire offseason? Why did we not bring in a number 1 wide receiver? Instead, we stuck with the 3 Stooges, okay? And 1 on strike. This is the kind of thing. We knew when Christian Wilkins got cut, we got no top defensive tackle. That means, oh, wait, Max is going to be double teamed. We're not going to have a pass rush. And, oh, by the way, when you got rid of, let's count it off, Epps, Jones, Bennett, Morig, Spillane, what did you think was going to happen with that defense?
Hobbs.
Come on now, Savage. Y'all got to be honest. I don't know how anybody who has a football gene present in their gene pool could think that this Raider team was playoff bound or even winning record bound. Come on, talk to me now. I'm tired of this nonsense.
Me and my delusional Raider fanness, where we're just like, can we please just have some kind of hope? And we get these like little.
No, you have no hope. You knew you had no hope.
That's why I said delusional.
I mean, but it's not delusional to a lot of people. They're out there talking like, you know, I feel like I'm on a trash talking page talking with Raider fans. I'm like, what are you talking about? Stop it. You knew Geno was mediocre at best. You knew he started out with the Jets, bombed with them, went to another team and another team. What, you thought you was looking at Plunkett or Gannon, did you?
I'm not going to lie. I thought I was hoping for Gannon 20 years later. I'm not going to lie.
Not remembering that both Plunkett and Gannon played with how many Hall of Famers? Yeah. Or just on the O-line. You see, that ain't the same scenario. Geno ain't got even a Pro Bowler blocking for him. He got garbage. He got the same line that was the 31st rushing ranking, and gave up 50 sacks. And oh, by the way, 2 quarterbacks got injured 3 times behind that line. We did not change, not a person. Not only that, here we go paying people. I'm telling you, all of this was set up before the season. So this delusion that we was going to have a good year, I don't know where it comes from. All of this on top of the fact that we got a newbie in the general manager's office who was only brought in there because he was going to go do as he was told. That's why they got rid of Telesco. Now we got Colton sitting there with a $60 million extension, and he had his worst year in 2024, and we got Myers, who was told to go kick rocks, and he had his best year as a pro. The Raiders are back up to the same nonsense of rewarding bad performances and get rid of players who are doing well for the franchise. Don't sit up and tell me that you thought this team was going to be any good. Now, I just would say that, and that's off my chest. And if I see Raiders suck on your timeline, I'm unfollowing you because you're delusional. You need to get help. Get a doctor. Okay? Guard asylum. Come on. I mean, come on. All those things I outlined to you, how in the world could anybody think that this was a competitive team?
Well, see, like I said, for me, it was just delusion. Because it's like, at some point, when do we get to turn the corner? You see a lot of throughout the years, these 4-12 teams, or 4-13 now. These 4-13 teams turn around and they make noise and they start.
The Raiders? When have we had such luck as a franchise? When?
And that's what I'm saying. It's like,
yes,
at one point, when do we? When does Santa Claus come down our chimney and give us a present and not keep giving us coal? The only thing we do with that coal is have tailgate parties to get drunk so we get into the game.
Yay for tailgate parties!
We're the alcohol, like you see in the Silent Burgundy, trying to numb the pain of the delusion that we thought that maybe with Pete Carroll.
Why? Why would you think that? I don't understand. Where did that come from?
He was the first adult we hired to be head coach in a long time, so we thought maybe he knew something. Maybe he had the secret sauce that we were missing. They'll put together, but once again, different cast, same story. It seems
because it's the same lack of talent. You can bring in a magician as a coach if you want to, but he's still got the pee-wee players out there. I mean, you can't. What are y'all talking about? Who in Raider Nation actually thought this team was going to be anything less than 4th in the AFC West? I mean, seriously. There was nothing on our roster to tell us we were going. Maybe if you were happy a little bit, Junty, I'm going to reserve talking about my little infant a little later. But other than that, I didn't see anything that recommended that we were going to have a winning season this year.
I think what a lot of us saw was, we saw the Chiefs decline. We knew the Chargers were going to be a big threat, taking over the AFC West. We were still iffy on the Broncos, and if you look at the standings, it's like they want us to succeed, but we don't take the opportunities at 1-4. Kansas City is starting to lose more. Denver is up and down, and the Chargers are starting to kind of come back down to reality, but we just can't seem to put our, best foot forward and make some traction in the AFC West. We can't make some traction in our reality.
Own. They're coming to reality, and we're still searching for it.
Yeah. But I was already there in August. I told y'all, if the O-line and the wide receiver position didn't hurry up and get to a pro level, what did I say was going to happen? And now, good old Raider fans It's Groundhog Day in Las Vegas. Let's blame the quarterback. Carr, Garoppolo, O'Connell, Minshew, O'Connell again, and now Smith. When y'all gonna stop looking for somebody to blame? You could look up at the very top. I've heard people go off on Mark Davis. And if I only had my meme thing here, y'all, I would give that. Remember Goodfellas? That little Goodfellas meme where they're laughing uproariously. Mark Davis is going anywhere. Only, again, idiots put him in the conversation at all. He's not selling a multi-billion-dollar investment. So you can forget that that's the foundation of his empire. So now we need to go to the GMs and the coaches. You want to start blaming somebody. Come on, guys. Let's start talking about Pete Carroll. We couldn't for the first 4 games because we were just spectators.
Yeah.
Now y'all have something to say. Start blaming the right people. You got to put your players in a position to win. And oh, by the way, for the first time, we have seen not only defense and offense collapse, but special teams as well. Who saw that coming?
Not me. Special teams, like I said 2 weeks ago, last week, I think it was even 3 weeks ago. The one thing we were always able to count on was our special team to at least, play well, do what they need to do, go, and we are just.
That was delusional. I mean, now we got a collapse of all 3 units, and it's time to start talking about Pete Carroll now. It's
definitely our coach.
Definitely. No, y'all want to talk about Geno, replace him. Pete didn't put anybody on the bench that was worthy to replace him, did he now? You don't even have talent to bring off the bench.
If Pete's not willing to take his boy out,
it doesn't matter who you got.
If he won't put them out there and is only sticking with Geno, we don't know if anybody's capable of playing better than Geno right now because he's afraid to put them out there.
More delusion. You got Kenny Pickett. And excuse me, has anybody heard from O'Connell? I mean, is there a date he's due back? Or
from what I heard, maybe week 8. Maybe week 8 is what I heard.
Maybe week 8. Okay. Now y'all talking about, gosh darn it, Pete, put in Kenny Pickett. This is August, y'all. I'm back here laughing again. More delusion. Because if you think, if Geno could not function in that dysfunctional offense out there, and we got to talk about Chip Kelly too, how in the world do you think a guy that just got here 2 weeks ago is going to do any better? Geno don't understand the offense. None of the wide receivers understand the offense. And you think Kenny's going to be that spark to lift this team? I mean, the Steelers had him for 2 years. Guess what? He was supposed to be Roethlisberger's replacement. Guess what they did after 2 years? Bye-bye. We're not even gonna spend any more time developing you. We've seen all we can see. The Eagles had him 1 year. And the Lord knows the Eagles, as good as they are, they could afford to keep a backup around 2-3 years. What happened? He's looking for a job with the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. What do the Cleveland Browns do when Kenny Pickett gets here? They draft 2 quarterbacks, bring in Joe Flacco, and then bring in another free. What does that tell you about Kenny Pickett and the way the rest of the league looks at him? experienced coaching staffs. What does that tell you? Does that tell you anything? They didn't say, Kenny, you're our guy. You're going to be our starter. We're going to hold on to you. We're not going to draft any quarterbacks. You're our guy. No, they didn't.
I feel like a kid who got in trouble right now.
You did. I mean, all of Raider Nation is in trouble with me as far as I'm concerned. Especially the ones out there talking about bench Geno. Raiders suck. Y'all in the fantasy world. Come on back now. It's all right to come back home now. I know you've been out there in a galaxy far, far away, but it's okay to come home now. Come down to reality. We never had the roster to have a winning team. Never. And that's on Pete Carroll.
And see, but that's what I was saying is a lot of us fans, we probably saw it. We probably wanted to ignore the facts and just be like, because it's like, as a Raider fan, it's like, we're going to go through this again. Can we find some positives that we can...
But why do the Raiders owe you anything? This is another perspective. I'm not saying... I mean, it's harsh. Why do the Raiders owe us a winning season when they can't even give themselves a winning season? I mean, I don't understand. What do you want? They can't even win games for themselves. Why do we think they owe us? We own them. You know, we are entitled. What are we entitled to? Just what are we entitled to? Nothing.
I don't think it's that we're entitled. It's just like, when is it our turn?
That's the way it's set. You get it when you get it, when it comes.
But I think a lot of us are kind of, not to the point where we're done with the team, but a lot of us came to the point where it's like, why do I waste I'm going to come back again next year and go delusional all over again going into next offseason. But a lot of us are like, we're getting tired of the same song and dance for the last 20 years since 2002.
We're all tired.
But
we're all tired.
People like me, and I try to defend this for myself personally. I was born 2 years after the last Super Bowl victory. I was born in 85. They had the last victory in 83, calendar year 84. I saw one Super Bowl. I was at the championship game when they beat the Titans, so I saw them go to the Super Bowl. But after that, they got blown out the stadium in San Diego, and since then, it's just been horrible. And people like me who haven't seen a Super Bowl victory, it's like we're starving, and we hope that, okay, this is the time.
Well, you're gonna be a little child from Biafra, okay? Waiting on this team. You're gonna be one of them little skeleton children. Stop deluding yourself. I know it. I'm sorry, but you stop deluding yourselves. Stop taking yourselves to a galaxy far, far away. Come back. Join us in the real world where you look at a roster and then you look at a coaching performance and you say, and oh, by the way, I want to talk to Pete about the way Brock Bowers was treated. Okay? I got some bones to pick with Pete. If you want to talk about who sucks, well, Pete's coaching performance sucks. His assistants, especially in O-line and special teams.
Yeah.
What in the world is going on there? Why do those guys on special teams, why have they forgotten how to set up walls and block? You see, all this attention on Geno. You forgot about the football fundamentals. It's the coaching. And can anybody, Asylum, can you please tell me, what is Chip Kelly doing? Are we running to set up the pass, or are we passing to set up the run? Help me. I've been trying to figure this out.
Every game seems to be different. It seems like we start off one way and then it disappears. When something's working, it goes. I think Chip Kelly's out coaching his damn self right now. He's trying to make the play and go. He's drawing something up or going and calling, and then he just out coaches his damn self and confuses himself because I think some things are a little bit more complicated than they have to be in some of these play calling. If it's working, don't fucking change it. Plain and simple. If Ashton's running, then you just keep handing off. That's what you do. It's working. Until they can stop that, you keep doing that. Even if that means you hand off 50 times a game, that's what you do.
There we go. I mean, this side. This is the man. He has told you, if it's working, you keep doing it. Why does Chip stop doing it? Over and over again. He's running the ball, getting down to in the red zone. We're getting close to the goal line. What does he do? He calls a play to one of those nonsense semi-pro wide receivers who couldn't get open if their lives depended on it. And while we're at it, we're asking a lot of questions about Geno. Why does he keep throwing interceptions? Everybody who knows football knows interceptions have many dimensions. Yes, a few of those balls definitely shouldn't have been thrown. But quite another few, you need to turn that around. Okay, he threw into triple coverage. Why aren't you asking, why is the wide receiver triple covered? Why aren't you asking that? Why are you letting Chip Kelly and his play design off the hook? That's the question. Why are these guys always double and triple covered? Because they can't run routes, they can't get separated, and the play design, for some reason, bunches everybody around your receiver. They should be at least 1 to 2 of those guys should be elsewhere occupied when that guy is your target. If the play design is being run correctly. If it was designed right and it was being run correctly, what you want to ask, why is there triple coverage? Why does the receiver even go into the target zone when he can't shake his coverage? He can't even go to the target zone. He needs to let his quarterback know, I'm not open. Because when Geno takes that look, he's not there. So Geno has to automatically look somewhere else. You see, those are the things. Don't get into the target zone with 3 guys around you. There's no place to sit. Definitely Geno shouldn't throw some of those balls. There's no question about it. But you need to start asking about those receivers.
Well, there are a couple throws where Geno, instead of trying to throw the receiver open, he throws it to the target where now the ball is behind, or he's not really stepping in when the pocket is clean to get that oomph into that ball, to zip that ball in. But the thing is, it's just from that first game, he was making all these crazy throws, these crazy receptions that were getting past his defenders' hands. And then after that, I don't know if that was the overconfidence going into the next game, and now because that game against the Chargers where he threw the 3 interceptions, now his confidence is low because you can tell by the body language when he throws 1 interception, he's done. Like his shoulders are down, he's not hyping up his team.
Yeah, and whose job is it to change that dynamic, to get in their quarterback's face and say, you need to stop doing this. You need to get to at least to your second read. And whose job is it to get in those wide receivers' face? It's always 2 in a passing play, not 1. We see 1 because we just see it from TV. We just see the quarterback, he made a bad throw. How do we know that? How do we know that it was in a time and play and somebody didn't run the right route? and somebody didn't get separation, and Geno just threw it to a spot. But there we go back again to Chip Kelly. What is he doing? What is he trying to accomplish?
Well, maybe Chip Kelly should come down and call the plays from the sideline. So if there is an issue, he can go and tell Geno Smith, "Hey, what did you see?" And not coming from the booth, because there's only thing I know. You got the quarterback coach down there, but he's not the one calling the plays. They should have Chip Kelly come down and be right there next to Geno Smith and ask him what's going on, not be on the booth.
Why don't you put Patrick Graham
And
back in the booth where he's
and listen, KDO, that's my next subject. I know I'm dominating this guy, but I want people to start asking questions they're not talking about. All I'm hearing is rate us up, rate us up, rate us up. KDO, that's another thing. We're back to Chip Kelly again. Why is Junti only touching the ball 14 times in a game that should have been run-centered from the beginning? Why? Because both Meyer and Bowers were out. The running game, there should have, and why did Mostert not touch the ball at all when he had 4 carries for 62 yards the week before? Okay.
Yeah, and it was also strange that Mostert wasn't active for the first 3 games, and then they finally activated him.
That was even weirder. There we go again. You see, when you're talking about the failure of a quarterback, it has many tentacles like an octopus. Okay? It isn't just one explanation. Geno's blind. He can't see. You know, he ain't as blind as Vinny Testaverde, right? Down there in Tampa throwing 35 interceptions in 1 year. Think Geno gonna break that record? I doubt it. Okay? I'm just saying there's 2 sides to the story. Why isn't Junti touching the ball at least 25 times a game?
You can ask Savage right there. I have said that for weeks now, that he needs at least 20 plus touches. He is a momentum back, which means the more he touches the ball, the more he gets his momentum going, and that's when he will start to dominate the game. Kind of like another running back that we know that everyone loves on their fantasy and everything, Derrick Henry. He's always
I'll tell you another one.
In the beginning.
And another one that's like that is Jonathan Taylor, the one we saw last week. Thank God he only had 80-something yards rushing. I was sweating bullets on that one because I'm like, but you're right. Why isn't Junti? See, now we're back to Chip Kelly. Once again, what is he trying to do offensively? If you can't figure it out after watching 5 games, I believe that the offense is just as confused. What do y'all think? I mean, tell me what you think. You're trying to blame this all on Geno when, in fact, there are multiple people responsible for poor performance. And we haven't even started talking about that O-line, have we? Everybody said, oh, they played so much better. I'm like, better than what? Better than what?
Themselves.
Are they beating their own piss poor records of allowing pressures and not really getting into the blocks? And oh, by the way, Mr. $60 billion man is gone, isn't he? Is that? I heard they put him on IR. Did they not?
High ankle with the fracture. I mean, with the hairline fracture.
It's a hairline fracture. Oh my God,
I think it's a hairline fracture.
But see, that's the 3rd straight year that Cole.
And if they would have traded him for picks because he was still under contract before they extended him, I would have been happy. Like, hey, you know what? You can get something for him for Miller. Trade him now.
There you go with that delusion. You know? Who would give us anything? Well, they might give us a 5th or 6th rounder. A guy that's never been to the Pro Bowler, who's just been injured 2 years in a row, missed at least 4 to 5 games, 2023, 2024, has again, we're just we put we put things on a pedestal as Raider fans, and then we're upset when these things don't come true. I mean, I feel like giving y'all a pair of ruby shoes, right? So y'all can click them together. Click, click, click. My wish came true. Because that's what you sound like to me. It's fairy tale land. You can't expect this team with the roster they have for anybody to really be performing at their best, with the exception of Junti. Okay?
What? But see, and that goes back to then, you know, what do Raider fans do if they know that the team is like, do we waste our money on paying for
No, I hope y'all all stay home. Just stay home. I don't want to hear y'all groaning and moaning. I'm trying to watch my boys play so I can analyze what's going right and wrong. And y'all back there moaning and groaning. Oh my God, another bad play. Like I'm Stevie Wonder and can't see the TV. I know they're playing bad. You don't need to annotate and give me a commentary about how bad the Raiders are. I think we all can see it. We all know it. But what takes some real work, Raider Nation, is the why. Why are they playing this way? And Asylum just, talked about Junti not getting the inconsistency of the play calling. Something is working, they go away from it. Junti not getting the ball, Mostert not getting the... It makes no sense. And then you wonder why your quarterback done gone buck wild and just throwing the ball everywhere. Wide receivers not getting open. Myers on strike because you didn't want to pay him. And no true number one receiver on the field. This is biting us in the ass big time. And if you can't see it, keep watching. You need a true number one because of the coverages. You got to get your guys out of double and triple teams. And you get a true number one out there, he's going to draw a double team. And somebody's going to be singled. And that's your target. But I digress. Maybe I'm going too far. But Raider Nation, I don't know what you were thinking if you thought that this was going to be a winning season. It just could not happen. Let's talk about Bowers. Can we talk about Bowers for a minute? Another Pete Carroll, I think, coaching mistake. When did Bowers get hurt? In the New England game, correct?
In the week one,
no, the New England game, yeah.
Okay.
On the sideline.
Yeah, that sideline pass.
Yeah.
Is that what happened? I missed that. I was in New England, for that game, so I missed when it actually happened. But for the next 3 games, Carroll permitted him to go out there with a knee brace. And what do you think happened to his catches and yards? What do you think it felt like for Geno to be suddenly missing his only true receiver on the field? Bowers. He was missing. He was out there. But I mean...
Yeah, I got Bowers on my fantasy. I felt it too.
Did you feel
on both of the leagues I'm in?
I mean, did he get over 10 points any week, any of those 3 weeks that he was running around, hobbling around on a knee brace?
I think he might have been close, but no. I think he might have been close.
Did he get 10 points?
No.
You see, who made
He still doesn't have any touchdowns.
Of course not. He can't even get open, much less get deep, because he's truly injured. And I'm afraid very much that we're going to lose him for the season. Because when you're hurt like that, you don't just put a knee brace on him and shoot him up with drugs and send him out there to play and he's not really helping anything. I mean, did you see him getting overwhelmed on blitzes when he was in blocking? I mean, they were just running over because the defenses aren't stupid. They know he's crippled.
Yeah.
Why would Pete Carroll? Why would Pete make that decision to send that guy out there hurt like that?
And I see like on blitz pickup, especially him trying to block on the edge where he gets overpowered to that injured side where you can't really push off of that knee to really drive the at least occupy the guy before he goes out and goes out to his route. And that's where, you know, a lot of us are kind of seeing as the weeks go by, like we're not, like Asylum said, we're not giving the ball to Genty. You know, the first week was like 11, 12, 13 carries, and he's still knocking guys over, but they're not giving it to him. You're not the only guys who have touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, is Tucker and Genty.
One game.
Yeah, and Genty. Jacoby Myers will have a touchdown.
And Genty, right?
Yeah.
And this goes back to what Asylum was saying about when something is working, i.e. throwing short passes to Genty, they wasn't stopping that, was they? Why did they stop doing it?
It's not even just Genty. Anytime they do the short passing game, it was working. It didn't matter who it was going to. Even those tight ends we used last game, right? Ones that nobody knows who the fuck they are.
I can't even pronounce one of them name, but he did have 5 catches. And oh, there he is. Help! Somebody gonna help me out.
We just call him A-OK.
Okay, A-OK. Okay, I like that.
That works for me.
But look at the pathetic yardages. They're not even running routes past 5-10 yards.
And that's what we said. Well, we said last week. They want to run, and this I'm going to Chip Kelly and the offense he's calling. They want to run these routes that take longer to develop than the offensive line can hold. So where are the quick slants? Where are the quick, just do the West Coast offense. Have the receivers cover for that running game and then open up the running game, and then open the running game will open up the receivers. And then it's like, but I'm just a guy on a podcast. I don't get paid the big bucks. I sound like Geno Smith. I don't get paid the big bucks. I don't get paid the big bucks.
And I'm with you all the way on this. If Raider Nation, if people who are just casual observers of the game, if we can't figure out what the heck they're trying to do on offense, we can't figure out what the offensive game plan is, we can't understand why they're not running, why they're not passing deep anymore. They've stopped doing that since the Redskin game. And all these things, imagine what the players are feeling out from their point of view. Right? If we can't figure it out, just watching things unfold, imagine in real time what's happening to them. They don't know from one play to the next. What are we trying to do here? I mean, decide to get a first down.
I'm going to say this. We all, and I'm pretty sure 90 to 95% of Raider Nation figured after the draft, getting Pete Carroll, getting Chip Kelly, all this, we figured we knew what our identity was. And that was going to be run the ball first. And we have not been able to even come close to showing
identity?
That's what I'm saying. We thought we probably had an idea of what it was going to be.
What gave us what success at anything we've done? You get your identity from being successful. We have not been a successful team in years.
But Pete Carroll has been successful in his years of developing these teams. Chip Kelly has been successful back on the college level, though. I'll say that, the college level. So that's what we thought, these pieces coming together, the leadership, these coaches. Okay, we got, like we said, adults in the room that can figure out what that, throughout the years of what's been our mistake, that they can fix it. And after 5 games, it's like, where is that knowledge going to kick in? Because
there's no knowledge to be had because we have no talent.
It seems like the Raiders are like Brock Bowers' knee. We're trying to pretend like we're not hurt, but they're still trying to put it out there. And now it seems like off of this clip right here, I'm going to play this one right here, that Pete Carroll, let me read it because I can't see.
But I mean, look, let me add just one more thing about Pete's decision on Bowers. He wasn't looking out for the future of the player or the team.
Sorry, I got it.
How do you know that we didn't further injure Bowers' knee by making him play on it for 3 games? That really ticks me off.
He should have been. You got to protect the players from themselves sometimes, and everything else. We did it. Now I know it was last year. We did it with Max Crosby with that damn.
Oh my God!
You know, don't
hobbling around like he was actually doing something. I mean, he wasn't doing a thing. If you're hurt, what did they say? The difference between injured and hurt, right? If you're hurt, you can get some shots, right? Get some whatever and play.
Yeah.
But if you're injured, you shouldn't be out there. And Bowers, just like Max last year, was injured. Max ended up having surgery, did he not?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm afraid is with Bowers, because his knee isn't getting any better.
So this is the clip. This is where he said in the press conference when they asked him about the process, and do you think it's taking longer than you expected? So this is what I'm talking about right here.
Go ahead. Pete, is this, I guess, a longer process than you thought it might be?
Yeah, it's much longer than I expected it to be. Yeah. It depends on how you put it together and how it comes together, and I feel like there's no doubt that it's going to, and we just got to get it right and get away from the big plays that are causing huge impacts in games and get down to playing ball. You know, the big stats, the normal stats you look at, runs and passes and all that doesn't tell the story in this game. You know, it's the big plays that happen in the kicking game and turnover for a touchdown, and those plays, are so huge, and so we have to just get out of that kind of ball and get to just playing good football, and we're running the ball better than the team they play, and you pass the ball, better, and those things work for you and win for you.
I mean, once again, Pete is just as delusional as these Raider fans. Y'all are in a Star Wars galaxy somewhere far, far away, a long time ago, far, far away. I can't understand how even Pete thought, with the roster that he had, that this was going to be some kind of quick turnaround.
Old man strength. Old man strength.
I mean,
he thought he had it.
I can't understand how anybody could have had that. It's one thing to hope. It's another thing to base that hope on things that don't exist. We did not have a top quarterback. You knew we didn't have a top O-line. You knew we didn't have a number 1 wide receiver. You knew we lost 5 guys in that secondary last year. We knew we lost Christian Wilkins, and therefore that left Max as the only viable pass rusher. And oh, by the way, Pete's got another problem. Problems just keep cropping up for him. If we don't get a pass rush, we're going to see more 40-point debacles this year. It's going to get worse for you, Raider Nation. We need a pass rush, and we don't have one. Okay? We needed a Christian Wilkins beside Max. Somebody that was going to command a double team to give Max those openings, open up those stunt lanes. None of that is happening now.
But see, we didn't even have Christian Wilkins last year after 4 games and 2 quarters in the 5th game. We didn't really have him last year. So we didn't really see what Christian Wilkins can do for the Raiders. I mean, I don't know what's going on.
He showed us glimpses. He got the game that he got hurt. Actually, he had a sack and a half.
a lot of players were showing glimpses, and that's what we're like, okay, this player showed glimpses, that player showed glimpses. The only difference between Christian Wilkins and let's say why am I forgetting his name? Jacoby Myers is Wilkins got paid more than Jacoby Myers, but Myers showed a lot of glimpses last year. But
he's really the only. Let me just call it the way it is. Even when Devontae was here, Myers was the only player that showed up both halves of the game. He had been doing it since the day he came in here. He put in 3 hard years of work for this team, and they're going to disrespect him by paying Colt Miller his money. You know, this is the kind of football mistakes that our franchise makes that sets us up for year after year after year of bad football. Stop rewarding people who aren't doing their job. Start rewarding people who are. You should have made an attempt to get, if you had the chance, see, we always don't know that little nebulous, Spillane or Moore, we should have made the attempt to keep one of them. Pay him. I don't care if you think he's overpaid. Especially when you just paid Colton $60 million.
Yeah.
Talk about overpaid. You didn't have any problem paying him.
Yeah, and we had the second highest behind the Patriots, who spent a lot of money with our players that we had last year. We had the second highest cap space, and all we got was Kappa and Jermaine Pratt.
I mean, I mean, Raider fans is going to take a little while for that secondary to gel, because remember, there's a chemistry between players, especially in zones, where they kind of know who's behind them and what their capabilities are. They're just learning about each other now. Okay?
Yeah.
They're just kind of getting a feel for who they can actually play next to, who's playing next to them, who's got that adjacent zone, who is good in man coverage and who is not. All of those things are being learned right now. But with no pass rush, God have mercy on our souls. You cannot give a guy like Jones 8 seconds to find a receiver. And that's what he had all day long. He didn't, and that's one of the reasons why Caleb beat us. Because he bought time with his legs. Nobody sacked him. And as a result, they did not end the play. Our secondary was out there covering guys much longer than they should have. And more of this to come. Do not get your hopes up if there's no pass rush. We've got to have sacks. And if I hear somebody say Coots another time, Coots was good 2 years ago. 2 years ago, guys. That's another delusion we carried into this season, where we thought we had 2 defensive ends. Surprise, surprise. When a guy is injured for a whole year and doesn't play football, it's going to take time.
Yeah, especially with a lower leg injury.
Exactly. He is not the bookend.
I was going to let Coots walk. I wanted to keep somebody else. I wasn't willing to pay him anything off of a half a season of good play.
Right.
That's where I was. Obviously, I'm not in ownership, so my opinion didn't fucking matter.
Nobody cares what we have to say. And by the way, I don't care what y'all got to say out there about Geno or anything else. You need to start talking about Pete Carroll. You need to start talking about his coaching staff and the decisions that are being made and the position that our players are being put in. Otherwise, you're not doing the analysis. You're just spouting stuff out of your mouth. You know, it's what I call a GTFOH moment. You're not trying to understand the game. Please try to understand what's going on out there and stop making these pronouncements And wait a minute, do we have our little sign? This is where we need a silent with this little sign walking around. Picket, right? Yeah, there you go. It needs to have the name Pickett. And I can send out about 50,000 of them this week. Y'all really want Pickett? Okay.
Well, because look, it's more, we rather have Pickett than pick.
There you go again. You rather have something you don't know anything about.
Pick.
But again, why are these picks happening? That's the work, the heavy lifting that's not being done. Why are these picks happening? Yes, Geno is throwing balls he shouldn't be throwing. But I'm thinking, does he really have a choice?
But see, it goes back to Geno's also a veteran too. That everyone is accountable for the bad play that's out there on the field.
But he is not 100%. No.
We brought him in.
I know.
To be that bridge. And the bridge is falling down like the London Bridge. It's falling down.
And it starts at the top.
It's like the Bay Bridge in 1989, where the whole Raider Nation is shaking and the top.
Here we go again. I'm Bill Murray. I'm waking up to the same day all over again. Y'all are trying to put the entire burden of the Raider franchise on a quarterback's neck. And I'm sorry. That is not football. That is not the way this game runs. One guy isn't responsible. There's a lot of things that go on that field that we need to look at. And yes, by all means, let's get Mr. Pickett in the game. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait for y'all to see him play. We'll be back on this show, I guarantee you, talking about Mr. Pickett. Okay? The one who not only sacked himself once as an Eagle last year, but threw an interception to himself. I mean, he actually, the ball pops out, he throws the ball to the defender, the ball pops out of the defender's hand, and there he is to catch it. He didn't even know he had caught it. And they tackled him immediately. They're like, when have we seen a play like that before? I'm telling you, go and watch this guy's film and then ask yourself, if Geno is confused about this offense, imagine how a guy who just got here 2-3 weeks ago is going to be.
Well,
give the ball to Junty.
I rather the ball bounce off of the D tackle's hand, comes back to the quarterback and catches it, than go to the D tackle's hand and becomes an interception.
He didn't even know he had it. He caught it and then he fumbled it. And the defense got the ball back anyway. Because he didn't know. I'm telling you, you got to watch film on Pickett. Stop with this lazy replace it with Pickett. Replace it with Pickett. You got to watch film on Pickett. What the heck is he going to do in this offense that Geno, better than Geno? Tell me what the chances, the odds are. We're from Vegas, right? We're a Vegas team. What are the odds that he's going to do better with this offense, with them same bum-ass wide receivers out there than Geno is doing? And Geno is struggling. Mighty struggling.
It might be better than he doesn't throw an interception.
How do you know Pickett won't throw interceptions?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't until Pickett goes out.
So y'all want to... Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Get him in there. Get him in there. I want y'all to see what I saw 2 years in the state watching Pittsburgh games and a year with the Eagles. He played 5 games last year with the Eagles when Hurts was gone.
But see,
I want y'all to see what I see.
This new age of NFL football, you have guys like Daniel Jones who look like garbage out there in New York, comes to a new team, and now look at him now, MVP candidate after 5 games. Same thing with Sam Darnold in Minnesota.
Gannon and Plunkett. Let me bring you a glass of warm milk so you can sleep better. Y'all having them Gannon and Plunkett dreams again. Oh, and LaMonica dreams. Except they were playing with all pros and Hall of Famers. And their coaches were Hall of Famers too. Let me explain something. We ain't got nothing like that. Sitting on the sidelines, and definitely not on the O-line, and definitely not in the wide receiver corps. Do you realize Gannon had Tim Brown and Jerry Rice? Who the hell can be successful with that? I mean, he didn't even have to think. They were thinking for him. They were getting open for him.
Kerry Collins couldn't do it.
Well, you know, Kerry had that space between his ears that was filled with nothing.
He had the slowest delivery in football. Did 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000.
But look what Gannon did with it. Y'all want that to happen. Y'all in La La Land. I need to bring y'all some glasses of warm milk and everything. Silent, maybe I'll put something in yours. I'm gonna put some brandy in yours, right? And so y'all can sleep good and go to La La Land. Nobody matching the talent that those guys had is on this team. And you know it. You know it. We just don't have that kind of talent. And guys, I'm a little bit over my time because I just, you know, my heart is beating. I got to get back to my GTFOH party online with these people, these so-called Raider fans that are talking about how the team's trash, team is garbage, you know, da-da-da-da-da. I mean, guys, it's game 6. I mean, on the one hand, it guarantees y'all will be gone by Thanksgiving. I can watch my December games in peace because hopefully you and your negativity will not be around. And all of us diehards, we can watch the game without hearing the me, without analysis in our ears. I gotta go, but I'm hoping that I gave some. Edward Richard wasn't bring Plunkett back. And by the way, Ed, you know we saw Plunkett up in Massachusetts, in Brockton, Massachusetts, when they dedicated the Al Davis pack. Plunkett looked good. he got gray hair and all, but he looked, you know, barrel-chested and everything.
Bring back the 1983 team, Plunkett at quarterback, and then bring back Howie Long. He still looks good too to rush the quarterback.
Howie definitely is in great shape.
Or Max Crosby.
I mean, but you cannot forget when substitute quarterbacks did well, they had a supporting cast, some of whom went to the Hall of Fame. When you got talent like that around you, I mean, that's a can't miss, right? Well, should be a can't miss. I'm thinking about Jay Schrader and guys
Mark
like that.
Wilson.
Yeah, Mark Wilson. Well, I mean, you know, sometimes, but most of the time, if you're a decent quarterback, which I think Geno is, he ain't spectacular. And he's never going to be an all-pro. But he's decent. You give him Tim Brown and Jerry Rice, I guarantee you, right now, he'd have 10 touchdowns already. It does matter the talent that you play around. You gotta look deep. I know he said, I really want to bring back, no. Give me Gannon. I mean, you know, Gannon had an arm. He had such a beautiful. Well, so does Stabler too.
You know,
anyway,
I'll take Gradkowski right now. Okay.
Oh, you'll take him. I mean,
I'll take Gradkowski. Little Gradkowski.
And what kept him from being the starter that we were looking for? Talent.
Jamarcus Russell.
Talent. Jamarcus didn't have anybody to throw to either. You see, it's the effort is a team effort. And people that keep wanting to pin it on a quarterback, right? They're just Bill Murray waking up in the morning, hitting that snooze button, right? Over and over again, it's always the quarterback's fault. It's the quarterback's fault. It's the quarterback's fault. And I can tell right there, I'm listening to somebody that doesn't want to do the analysis, doesn't care about the analysis. It's just easier to just blame one guy. We need to get away from that, Raider Nation. We are known for our knowledge of football around the league's fans. We need to stop being lazy about this. There's a reason why this team is performing the way it's performing, and it starts with Pete Carroll. You best look at him.
I'll agree with that one, yes.
Anyway,
I'll agree with that one, yes.
Guys, I gotta go. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right, thank you, Miss. Wait, I'm trying to find the apology. Here it goes. Thank you, Miss Peggy.
Bye.
Oh wait, I wasn't ready.
Okay. Outro real quick or no?
Yes, do the outro real quick so I can transition.
Hello everyone, I get to do the shameless plug too. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to The Cage Match Show on YouTube. And hit that bell like you want to hit Roger Goodell for messing up our favorite sport. And also, help me out by going to Dubby.gg. Put Cage Match in the discount code box and get 10% off your order. Get that energy like me doing all these segments. Back to the show.
That was Miss Peggy. We always appreciate her coming on every 2 weeks. And you know that Miss Peggy does not hold back punches. So in the cage match, anything goes. And we all just have to survive.
Speaks your mind.
The fury that is Miss Peggy. But look, you know, a lot of the players are frustrated. So do a little Max Facts real quick, because him being the leader of the team, the leader of the locker room, you know, just hearing what he has to say, and then just his tone, his demeanor. I don't know. I don't know. But here we go. Max Facts. Here we go.
Really don't have one. I haven't watched the film, so I just got to watch the film.
Third down seemed to be an issue. I don't know what the final stat was, but as big as the importance of getting them off the field.
Yeah, we didn't do anything good, so it's just not good enough. We got to watch the film, but yeah, it just wasn't good.
When you start off with a 3 and out, and then the offense drives all the way down, it seems like you guys are on the right track, and then all of a sudden, things kind of go sideways. How hard is it to compartmentalize when that happens?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. You know, we want to play complementary football. You know, we started fast, but besides the first 2 series, nothing really went well. So, got to look at the film.
Frustration starting to build at all yet, or is it just got to get to work? Long ways to go.
Just gotta watch the film. That's all we can do.
Asylum is asyluming.
That looks so much better and big. But you know what, Ed, I'm going to surprise you here a little bit, I guess, maybe. You know, I'm going to disagree with some of what Peggy was saying and going, but I agree with some of it as well. This is going to go, I'm here to be calling out coaches specific. I'm going to start with Pete Carroll right there, because, you know what, I'm getting tired of hearing what Pete Carroll has to fucking say. In all honesty, it's the same shit over and over and over and over again. Here he wants to talk about straight competition at all positions, but yet when it comes to the QB position, he can do whatever the fuck he wants, and he gets to start. That bullshit comment about this is practice, I let them out there because this is practice? Hold on, in practice, even the backup quarterback gets time with the first team reps to get going. So if this was practice, why wasn't the second second string quarterback put in there when the game was out of hand early in the third fucking quarter. I mean, Peggy talking about Kenny Pickett, whatever. It's the same sense. You know what? There's two things that happen with that. One, you send a message to your team. Hey, if this is competition, if you're not playing well, your job can't be taken from you. That includes your buddy at quarterback. Plain and simple. Okay? The team needs to understand that. Because right now, it sounds like certain players, JPJ, apparently Jermaine Pratt, and others are being picked on and have to fight completely to get a starting job. But you could lead the league in interceptions. You can make bad decisions. And this is where I disagree with Peggy. That's what Geno is fucking doing. Okay? We will break down some of this, going. We have the one interception where he's throwing into triple coverage. It's not because he has no choice. He has a choice to run the ball. He has a choice to throw the ball a fucking way. But what's he do? I'm going to throw and stare down my fucking receiver. But because my coach is buddies with me, and I know I don't have to worry about it. So, yeah, and I'm tired of Geno's bullshit of saying the comment, we only lost one game. Motherfucker, you lost 4 in a row. 4 in a row. You're about to go for the record of, I know she brought up Testaverde with the interception, whatever. But, you're about to go for the record for the most games with multiple interceptions. You damn near had 4 in this last game. Okay?
Yeah.
Practice what you practice what you preach, Pete Carroll. Okay? Plain and simple. If it's competition for everybody. I don't want to hear this shit no more. Okay? I'm losing faith in Pete Carroll because he won't bench his buddy. His son, Brandon, right? He controls the running game and the offensive line. Offensive line needs some help. I'm not arguing that one bit. It needs help. But why are we not getting down his throat? Oh, that's right. That's his son. We ain't going to have to worry about him losing his job with everything going because that's his buddy, right? I mean, come on. Let's put, Peggy was talking about putting the blame where it belongs. Pete Carroll, Brandon Carroll, John Spytek. Why ain't you out there making fucking trades? Why ain't you out there trying to get people to be able to help shit? We just watched Joe Flacco. It's all about the piece. They went out and got Joe Flacco because they know Burrow's out for a while. Their backup wasn't doing it. Is Joe Flacco the answer? We don't know. Okay? Plain and simple. We don't know. But they went out and made a difference to try to help the team. Okay? The Chargers, they struggled somewhere. They figured they need a better pass rush. So they traded a DB or a DT.
Okay.
Right? Okay?
Yeah.
There was a trade being done. They're trying to get better. Why is Spytek not doing his job? And if it's because he's doing what Pete Carroll says, then it goes back on Pete Carroll. Why isn't Pete Carroll trying to make the team better? Instead, you cut your best linebacker on the team because he disagreed? Insubordination? What? I mean, there's no facts coming out. We don't know what the insubordination was. Did he not want to do something that Pete Carroll wanted? What was that? Sit down, lay down, and let the guys just run all over him? I mean, you lose in the locker room. That's the worst thing you can do as a fucking head coach. All right, Chip Kelly. If you're truly calling the plays, if Pete Carroll has no say in it, see what's happening on the fucking field. The running game is working. You hand the ball off. We talked about, what was it, last week? We talked about the 1-2 punch. JT and Mostert seemed to be a good 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm.
Run the ball down their fucking throats. Again, Peggy didn't give me his chance, but I was trying to compare Gentsy's running style to Derrick Henry's running style. Derrick Henry gets stopped a lot in the first quarter. How often does he get stopped in the fourth quarter? Because he's a bruiser. He's a momentum guy.
Yeah.
Once he gets going, he goes. Gentry showed he could do the same fucking thing. But he has to have 20 plus touches. I try to talk about identity. Yes, you can have an identity with a new head coach. With Pete Carroll, Hudson Gentry. It looked like we were going to have a run-first identity. Everyone expected it to go. What was the first, 5 plays, whatever it was, of the first game of the season? Straight passes. We didn't even run the fucking ball.
It was all play action.
So, I mean, it's going. Jetsy's finally starting to get plays out of the backfield. It's coming to him. Let's do our jobs. Let's not go. Pickett might not be the answer. But again, do we know until we put him out there? The point you were trying to make earlier is sometimes quarterbacks need a system. Sam Darnold proved that in Minnesota.
Yep.
He went from, the Jets, right? That's who he started with,
yep.
The Jets. Was garbage. Goes to Minnesota, gets into a system that favored him.
Sam Darnold, he went after the Jets. He went to the Panthers, only 1 year. Then he went to the Niners, only 1 year. Then he went to Minnesota. Then he found his groove, and he went to Seattle. And it looks like he is the better option than Seattle letting go Geno because he started off his first game slow.
Right now, Seattle looking like geniuses, right? They got a third-round fucking pick. Didn't have to pay a shit ton of money, and they got Sam Darnold, who seems to be working in that system. So he went to Minnesota into a system. Seattle, which is a similar system, and it's succeeding. We don't know what Pickett can do. And again, what are we on this channel? Who's our quarterback on this channel?
Oh yeah, I was like, I couldn't hear what you said. I heard what you said. He's right here, and we've been saying.
I know you're about to bring it up.
There it goes.
This is who we believe in. Yes, he's coming back from a broken wrist. We have to wait till that goes. Yes, he has some issues as well with needing to be a little bit more mobile, to work on things. But yet again, when you can't have a coach longer than a year and a half, how can you blame any quarterback? Maybe you don't want to blame Geno, but Geno's played with this coach for a while. Geno's been in the league for a while. Again, when even before the season started, everyone was touting Geno. 4,000 yards, completion this, that. I said I have one concern about Geno and one concern only, and that was the interception. And Geno has not proved me wrong. Okay? A lot of those yards, a lot of the yards he had last year at 4,000, obviously are garbage time yards. He had 15 interceptions last season. He's on pace to have 27. And it's not Geno's fault? No. I'm sorry. Geno had the decision to use those old legs of his and run for 5 fucking yards. We'll say 6 out of those 9 interceptions came from a clean pocket. So how you want to blame the offensive line when they came from a clean pocket? When you stare down your receiver, you don't pump fake, you don't do anything. That's all coaching. This is where the coaching is supposed to step in. And again, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fucking Max Crosby, who's probably the highest paid player on the team. If that could be his fucking job, you bitch his ass too. Why? Because you send a message. Your message is compete. That's what JPJ has to do. So that should go for every last person on the fucking team. Plain and simple. I don't care if it's Geno Smith. I don't care if it's the kicker. I don't care if it's Max Crosby. I don't care if it's everybody in the goddamn secondary right now. Right? If you're not performing, it's the next man up mentality.
Yeah.
Okay, you can bench him for a game. It still sends the same message. Hey, Geno. Right now, I think Geno's getting the same CDs that Jamarcus Russell got. Back when he was looking at, because Geno talked about, we got to fix it. We're going to fix it. I just need to study better. I got to do this. What the fuck is he studying? The back of how to play magazine? You holding some old Playboys? Because he sure the hell he's studying football.
Let's see what Geno had to say. Asylum is asyluming. Let's see what Geno has to say in this clip right here. Because you know what? Just like you said, and I'm going to go off of what you said, when he does his press conferences, I don't know if it's just excuses. He doesn't want to be there. So kind of like when he throws the interception, he's just like, oh, yeah, and he just says whatever or acts whatever. But
his reactions on the field anymore when it comes to the interceptions. Okay, the anger, that's an accolade. That motherfucker deserves an Oscar for being a quarterback. You know, and the whole thing, his statement, right? The big deal, not even the flip off in Seattle. The big deal at a kid's football game. This is why I get paid the big bucks. To do fucking what? Be garbage? Throw interception? To not be a quarterback?
And that's the thing that a lot of us in Raider Nation are getting tired of. It's like, dude, you came here with this cockiness, you throw an interception, and then now the balloon is deflated. And that's what I was trying to say too, was that, okay, the quarterback has to be the one that sets the tone. Even if he messes up, you have to have that short memory mentality, whatever. Okay, that happened last, okay, whatever, and go over there and hype it up. But he walks on the field like, you know, like Minshew did after he messed up, and just kind of like, and I don't know, but let's go into this press conference and let's hear, because you know what?
I'll go like this. Doesn't the Raiders vote for the captain?
Yes.
Okay. They need to take that shit back. Take that C off his chest and tell him he needs to earn that motherfucking thing. I've said it multiple times. Right? Live up to that C on your chest. He hasn't done shit as far as that. He mopes, and I'll just take the excuses during a press conference when the game is over, rip that C off his chest, and say, you don't get this back until you can actually be a fucking captain. Matt Crosby gets pissed off at people on the field. Matt Crosby last year sat there and tried to build up Minshew on the sideline after a fucking interception.
Yep.
That's what a captain does. He doesn't sit there and mope and slam a helmet. He might as well be Travis Kelce and go push his goddamn coach, too.
Yeah. Oh, Kelce.
You know, I'm sorry, but I'm blaming Geno for what Geno does. But I'm blaming Pete Carroll, too, because I'm tired. It's practice. That's the biggest crock of shit I ever heard. It's practice. Even in practice, he's out there with the first stringers, sitting there being able to throw the ball, trying to fucking figure shit out, you know, in practice. But no, this game is practice, so we're going to keep Geno in because repetition's going to work. Yeah, repetition means he's going to throw more interceptions.
In garbage time, where it doesn't matter. Okay, now let's listen to how he answers questions. Both of these are from Hondo, and if you heard Hondo's after the game, Hondo's getting tired of it. Hondo's trying to hold his bite his tongue, but Hondo's getting tired. I wish I had Hondo's cut up and all that, but I don't. But you know, you can listen to Hondo. But here's Geno Smith, and just hearing.
When you say put it on you, I have a question. Your effort's there, but when you're throwing interception, are you almost pressing too hard? Are you trying too hard? What do you think you're doing?
I mean, you saw the first one. The ball got tipped up in the air. It was a guy wide open in the back of the end zone. You know, it's been a touchdown. I saw 2 or 3 of their balls get tipped up in the air, and you know what I mean? It's just, you got to go through the process, man.
Wait, take the thing off. I can't see.
Okay. Tip up. The motherfucker's arm was in the air before you threw the fucking ball. Plain and simple. And I know I'm right, because we'll be breaking down that particular interception here in a little bit. But you threw it into his arm. I don't want to hear, yes, it happens. Max Crosby's interception was hands up last minute, tipped up to himself. Not his hands already up and the motherfucker threw it into his arms. You're just making fucking excuses. And then we only lost 1 game. Motherfucker, 4 in a row. Count. There's horses that can count higher than you.
1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go.
Like, again, the result is what the result was, and we hate it, and I hate it the most. But, again, the process is what I'm focused on. I feel like I did the right thing on that play. I threw it to the open guy, and it wasn't the result that I wanted. Well, am I going to say, well, don't read it the same way, don't throw it to the open guy? No, I'm going to throw it to the open guy. And 9 times out of 10, hopefully it's a touchdown. that one time it was tipped in the air and was an interception. You know, the other one is a classic zone coverage. They're blitzing off the slot, playing cover 2. We got, you know, a option route. God knows he's got to push up and sit. He's got to be quick. I mean, this is the NFL. Again, we're playing. I got a rookie receiver. We got to develop him. You know, we got to learn.
First of all, I want to time out right there. We got a rookie receiver. So is that why it was what? See, why are you throwing the rookie receiver under the bus? Then don't throw it to him. You're the trigger guy. Don't throw it to him. If he's not covered, don't throw it to him. If he's not in the right spot, you don't throw it to him. That's what we're talking about.
But like you said, he threw the receiver under the bus. What Pete Carroll do last week? He threw the kicker under the fucking bus for a block punt. I didn't even talk about the 3 interceptions. When the 3 interceptions got brought up, he stepped around it and went somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you're making excuses as a head coach, it's the worst thing you can fucking do. As a quarterback, you do not throw your receiver under the bus and then turn around and come back and say, oh, just put it on me. It's my fault. I can take the pressure.
Yeah, especially it's a rookie. The quarterback should go over there and be like, hey, Thornton, come here. Look at, when you go on that route, do this or do that or coach him up. Well, you don't see Geno coach him up. You see Geno go, like you said, slam the helmet, or go over to the sideline, and he's talking to his quarterback coach. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. You're trying to figure out what you saw, what the coverage was, what you saw, what you didn't saw, what could have been open, what wasn't open. But are you going to those receivers and be like, hey, Thornton, look it. What happened there? You want to do this. Or what happened here? You want to do that. But you don't see that. But in the press conference, this is right after the game. Okay, this is right after the game. What's the word? Passive aggressively threw your rookie receiver under the bus. And we all know that Thornton still needs to get developed. We're still trying to figure out why Jack Besh isn't out there having more playing time, being the 2nd round pick who had that contract, negotiations that went into training camp. But we don't see him out there. You got Thornton out there. Okay, that's what you guys rolling with. Coach him up. But don't throw him under the bus right there on the podium after the game because you want to kind of push the blame off of yourself. That's what it sounded like. Derek Carr, who everyone loves or hates, depending. Everyone loves him now because of what we got now. Derek Carr, hey, you know what? No, that was on me. I should have thrown the ball. That was me. I put him in that situation. And I know we got tired of hearing it for 9 years. It's like, what's going on? But we didn't know that it wasn't Derek Carr's fault. Derek Carr can be behind and then go and bring the team back because of a lack of defense. He has a possession, and more times than not, he's going to get that touchdown to win the game. Doesn't always happen because he can win the game with like 1 minute left and then defense picks it up.
Wins.
Yeah.
In the 4th quarter or overtime for a good, 3-year stretch? It was between him and Matthew Stafford. Both teams who are always behind, but they had quarterbacks who could take the pressure. I mean, a lot of things that Derek Carr, you brought up Derek Carr, so we'll go with this, that he got ripped apart on was because he was trying too hard, putting too much on his shoulders to try to win the game. Fumbled out of the end zone. This, that, fumbles at the end, at the wrong kind of time.
Yeah.
Even some interceptions because he was, had a chance to win the game. Geno fucking was getting blown out. 6 fucking points. Okay, we'll go with this. How down 30-something to 3 in the 4th quarter, and you're going to fucking kick a field goal when you wait for it on 4th down in your own fucking territory.
Early in the game.
Right? But you're
early in the game.
Field goal? No, fuck that bullshit. It's time for our leaders, Geno, as the captain, our head coach, to step up and start doing their fucking job and stop jerking each other off and protecting each other, the good old boys club, because that's what's going on. It's a circle jerk of fucking, the group,
Hey, I know what he's
like. The game is passed. We said it. It has been said. We didn't, but it has been said. The game passed Gruden, right? Gruden didn't have it. The game passed him. I'm starting to think Pete Carroll is senile and thinks he can fucking coach, and he's lost the locker room in 5 fucking games.
See what Vincent put up, and I know what he's talking about. The coach for the Cardinals, when the running back, I've got he's like the third stringer, but he had that long touchdown. I think for the second week in a row, he let go of the ball before cross because he was celebrating. Let go of the ball before he crossed over the goal line. Then it rolled and it became a touchback. And then he was on the sideline where he got in his face. And then I don't know if it was, I would say inadvertently punched him in the arm when he was trying to walk away. He got fined for it. The coach did, but he got into his, he got into him. So what are you doing out there? And that's what we need Pete Carroll to show to the other team, like you're saying, Asylum. Look, everyone's competing. Even my quarterback, because like you said, if there's favorites, all right. So if Jackson Powers Johnson misses a block, is his job in jeopardy? Even though he saved 2 pick sixes in that game when he came back in that Washington game after the concussion, is are other guys like with Genti, because he doesn't even get the play, he doesn't even get the carries. If he fumbles, does he lose his job or whatever? Because Geno Smith is giving up possessions, regardless if they're not all, they're not all translated to points.
Games we could have won. If it wasn't for the interceptions. And one of them was against the top team in the damn division right now. We could have won that Chargers game. But he throws 3 interceptions. We should have won the Bears game. But no, let's blame the kicker because the kick got blocked. Okay, when Geno throws 3 interceptions, and again, Peggy was right. That there's been decline in all 3 phases. Okay, we're not putting it all on Geno per se, but he's not playing well. He's not showing anything that deserves to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. We have seen teams where quarterbacks have done less get benched. I get about standing by your guy. I understand confidence and everything. But every once in a while, he needs a reminder that his job ain't safe. He got paid big bucks, and all he gives a fuck about, and this is what it's showing, that's what his interviews show, is that paycheck at the end of the fucking week. All those zeros on there that he gets paid weekly, monthly, whatever the fuck it is, that's all he cares. Okay? He don't give a fuck. He knows he's got 3 years because that's all Pete Carroll has.
Maybe.
He's got 3 years, and then he's done with football. Because ain't nobody going to want him after this shit.
Well, let's continue.
It's not Dante's fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's
backtracking.
And so
backtracking.
What I'm doing here
rookie
is
receiver, but it's
I'm
not
learning a lot, through these experiences. And as I go through life, I really enjoy that part of it, is that the experiences are what's going to make me better. So somewhere down the line, we're going to look back at this and say, those moments made us better.
Okay, here is.
You're a guy that likes to watch film.
Today.
You study. You're diligent on that. I'm
This is
curious,
today.
when you look at games 1 and 3, and then games 2, 3, and 4, have you noticed anything that you're like, okay, when I'm performing extremely well, this is different?
Same thing. I got the same process. If the ball tips up in the air and gets picked, 6 of the interceptions this year tipped in the air. Johnny on the spot, defensive guy. Am I going to look at that and say, well, don't throw it to the guy who we're supposed to throw it to? I'm going to throw it to the guy I'm supposed to. And at times things happen. I know, again, man, people get caught up in results, and they want to look at statistics and try to place blame because that's just how life goes.
Numbers
right?
don't fucking
in the position I'm in. But
The
I'm
results.
a lot smarter than that. I'm aware of the process, and I know exactly what I'm doing
The
out
results.
there. Guys made plays on me, and I got to be smarter with the ball in those situations. But when I'm throwing to, a wide open jack in the back of the end zone and the ball's tipped up for interception, there's not much you can really say about that except they made a play and we didn't. So I never want to make excuses for anything. I don't believe in that. Things happen in this game. It's the big boy league. It's the NFL. It's not always going to be perfect. It's an imperfect game, and we got to find ways to win regardless.
The ball got tipped up because it's zone fucking coverage. You didn't see the guy who was just sitting there waiting while you stared him down the whole fucking time. And he broke on the ball as soon as you released it. But that's not your fault because you're not scanning the fucking field. You do one look, then you stare down your receiver the whole fucking time. Again, the only thing he's successful at is the short passes because you can stare it down and we have enough receivers and everything else to be able to handle short passes. Geno needs to stop with the deep passes, and this is where I get on Chip Kelly. Stop calling the deep fucking passes until you can control the running game in the middle of the field.
That they leave open.
It seems to work for this team right now.
I got Pete Carroll talking about Geno and whatever. So let me play this clip before we get it. We break down just that one play that they keep using as an excuse for why we lost 4-6. Here we go.
When you look at the film from yesterday's game, how would you evaluate Geno Smith's overall performance in the game?
G was solid. He had, the play when the guy jumps in the neutral zone, he's got a chance to throw the ball in the end zone there because we got a penalty situation, and he had a guy open. He made a great, I think would have been a great throw. Ball got tipped up and turns into a game-changing interception. It's unfortunate. Sometimes that happens, and his response is he sees the guy in the neutral zone, and so he knows he has the freedom to make the play. I don't know if that would have changed him any, because he had the right read and he was throwing the right guy. The guy knocked the ball up in the air. It wasn't the guy that jumped that got the ball tipped up. But that's a huge play because it's 14-3. We're going in right then, and feeling pretty good. So, G's got to keep doing it. He's got to stay with it. We got to continue to build around him, get the running game rolling. Got to get our guys coming through on their plays, and he's got to do his part also. He got the pick that he threw that was legit. We got a little challenge in the coverage right there, and the response to the guy coming off the edge, and didn't get what we needed done there. You might have, somebody asked me, I think last night, did you think about making a change? And of course, I'm always aware of those kinds of thoughts, but we need to keep playing. We need to get better. We need to keep practicing. Even though it's a lousy situation in the fourth quarter, we're still practicing our football and trying to get better and get right for the next game. And it's unfortunate that it turned out that way, but we're going to do everything we can to keep taking advantage of all the opportunities we get.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this real quick before you get started. I have no faith, absolutely zero faith in Pete Carroll until he decides to bench Geno Smith. And I'm not saying for the whole season. For a fucking quarter, for a game, until he could prove to me he could be the head coach and make the hard decisions in game time that a head coach has to make. I have no faith in fucking Pete Carroll.
Well, that's why we're here, because you play Wednesdays. That was today with Geno Smith, and same excuse. Well, the guy took the ball. It's an excuse. It's an excuse. It's an excuse. That was early in the game. You couldn't. After that, you couldn't make no plays. Throw another interception. So let's break down the tip that everyone keeps talking about.
The supposed tip ball.
Yes.
I don't want to call it supposed tip, but the one that was not his fucking fault.
Yes. And this is why that's what we're talking about, Vincent. Why is Pete Carroll keep speaking for Geno? Because Geno don't know how to talk. And he throws himself and his players under the bus. You can clearly tell that he doesn't want to hear it. So here we go. Let's break it down. Now, I'm an offensive lineman. I'm not a quarterback, but I'm just trying to look at tendencies like a lot of coaches do and just see like what's wrong and what's going on. So here we go. Let's break this down. And we shouldn't get shut down because a lot of stops, a lot of riding. So here we go. This is the play where the ball gets tipped. Okay, we're going to first look at the offensive line. See right there, there's a jump right there, but he didn't really get past, so the ball was already snapped. Okay, so we're going to pause it soon right here. Okay, see, that's the guy right there, okay? Geno Smith is about to throw the ball, but watch this. The guy was already up, and Asylum kept telling me this during the game in live action. The guy was already up when he threw that ball. So let's look at it at a different angle, okay? Let's look at it at a different angle. Moving on. Okay, right here. Everything's in slow motion so I don't get cut off by YouTube. Right here. We're going to go. Pause.
Look. Yeah.
Ball is still.
His arms are already in the air. Already up there. His arms were up before he even was fully in the back part of the motion. I mean, any experienced quarterback can take a ball from this position and be able to bring it back. Fuck, they got a rule for it. Tom Brady knows the fucking rule.
But it took it out now. 13 years after the Tuck rule. But right there, yeah, like you said, the guy was already established in the air. He was already flying. He already had his Red Bull, so his wings are already kicking in. And threw it right into his arms. Tip drill. That's how that works. But let's look it over here, okay? What was he looking at? You got these receivers over here, but Geno wasn't looking at them he wasn't looking at them anymore before their routes were even ready to break, before they were getting ready to set and go. I know you got right there number 10, that's Thornton. And then also, I believe that is Jacoby Myers right there in that area. So, over here. Oh, the tight end? Okay, that was a.
I think that was 80.
Oh, well, I couldn't see.
I'm just saying, I think.
So this is where he was trying to get to. Okay, that's the zone he's trying to get to. That's what I was trying to tell Miss Peggy, is that he doesn't throw the receivers open. And we talked about this on Kurt Morrison's clip last week, where he has to throw these receivers open. Yeah, he might be covered, but if you throw him open, the receiver can run to that spot. He has the speed to do so. So here we go. Looking at it right here. That's where he's supposed to go. But see, it took an extra step, and that extra step down in the pocket is what gave that defensive lineman the time to jump up and block that ball for an interception. Let's look at it again from the back end. Okay? So looking over here, snaps the ball, pause. He's looking towards maybe his left, show him, but then he never looks back, and he's always telegraphing, looking towards his right. That's where he's looking the whole time. So defense knows he ain't going to the left. He ain't going to the left.
I got a question for you.
He's not looking that way.
I got a question for you right here. You're an offensive lineman, right?
Yeah.
How's that pocket look?
Right now, that pocket is clean. Now, you see over there to the left right there. That's the guy that jumped off sides. But there was in the early in the highlight, you did see that Meredith does his head nod, which tells the line that he's about to snap it. So that's one thing that the Raiders need to fix on him. That's an offensive lineman's coach to do, Brennan, is to tell your center, hey, don't do this. That's telling him that you're about to snap, because he does this and he snaps it so they can time that ball. If you saw that, he didn't jump off sides on that one. He went with as the ball was going. So he was like, boom, like boom, boom, like that. So, but right now, look at they got all that room to step forward and everything like that. But all he needs to do is step forward once and just sling it. He doesn't need to sling it. He's a gunslinger, right? He needs to sling it. He's, but he's telegraphing. He's looking. So you see, that's the spot where he wants to go to right there. That's the spot we want to throw to. You do see that guy in the middle, that defender in the middle. He's watching his eyes. He's looking to see, he's coming this way. But right now is where he should throw that ball. Jack Besh is coming. You see the arrow coming out right there. Oh, well, see, he took that extra step. Hold on, let me go back real quick. I was trying to do this. Okay. You see, son of a gun. Okay. Wait. Okay, see that arrow right there? That's what he was trying to go to. That's where Besh is coming.
Pointing that way.
Right there.
Yeah.
See, the arrow is where Besh is coming from. That way, up, that way right there. That's what Besh is going to throw it at the tee, because that's the spot where you want Besh to meet with the ball. That's where you got to throw it. But see, if you threw it right there, he would have made that throw because the guy didn't jump yet. But he took an extra step. Right there, that's that extra step he took, which we kept saying in the pocket, an extra step, an extra second, an extra millisecond is a lot. A lot goes on in milliseconds on the line of scrimmage. And that extra second, you see number 90 right there, he's getting ready to jump. So that extra step he took gave him time to jump up and bat that ball down, which ended up as an interception. So this whole thing of, he made a great play. Yeah, okay, that might have been the read. I'll give you that. That might have been the read for you to take. But your mechanics, your timing in the offense, you anticipating the receiver. I'd rather you throw the receiver open and then it gets intercepted than throw it straight to a guy, straight to the triple coverage, right in there and hope that the guy's gonna catch it. It ain't week 1 now, okay? They saw what you did, and they all adjusted since week 1. Week 2, the Chargers adjusted to what you did in week 1. Week 3, the Commanders adjusted to what you did in week 1. Week 4, the Bears adjusted to what you did in week 1. They all adjusted. You didn't. That's the issue. But we're still going to keep talking about the tip ball. That is what gets
Again, yes, it was technically tipped. In the actual definition of that term, it was. But at the same time, you turn around and say, "Oh, that's just part of football. That's what it is." It was not a legitimate one like the next one that he threw was. How is it not? With everything you just showed, right? You broke it down great. Everything you just showed, motherfucker's arms are in the air and he still throws it to the arms. How is that not your fault?
Yeah. If you watched the film, you would have saw, okay, I took that extra step. But then who's coaching? Who's telling this? Who's telling this?
That's on Carroll. That's on Brandon. That's on fucking. I'll even go as far, right? He's the senior assistant. That's on filming.
That's on Tom Brady. No, I'm joking.
Well, Brady might not be able to have
I'm joking.
Like, you can't tell me that Brady didn't even see that shit. The question is, let's play devil's advocate here. Let's assume the coaches are doing their jobs and told him this shit. Is he even fucking listening?
He has no explanation on it. Which means
it's just excuses. It's because I'm the coach's buddy. I jerk him off at 12 o'clock every fucking day. He ain't gonna bench me. I don't need to listen to what they have to say.
Tom Brady, we should be there.
I mean,
but
I'm just saying, we could play that assuming game, right? And assume these things are being brought to his attention. And if he's not doing anything, he has not done a damn thing since week 2 to change what he's done.
And looking at this,
to be honest, I know Peggy don't want to hear this. She can unblock me, do whatever, never come on the show again if that's how it wants to be. But I'm all for. I want his ass benched. I want a week or 2 to see what our other quarterbacks can do under this coaching staff.
If we were building, then hey, just come out with it. And that's what I was trying to say. We're playing like Bowers' knee, or we're trying to pretend like it's fine, but we can see clearly that it's not. And that's what he said in that clip I played, Pete Carroll earlier, that this process is taking longer than I thought. And going to this graph that I have made, I try to put it together. And these are just guys that we brought in that was supposed to, either veterans that are supposed to take over, like a Gannon, like a Plunkett, like a Mad Bomber, LaMonica, that Peggy said, but they didn't pan out. Aaron Brooks, remember Aaron Brooks with Art Shell 2.0? Didn't work out. 2-year contract, only started 8 games. Matt Flynn, 2-year contract, traded from Seattle. 1 game starting. Now it's because Terrell Pryor had the concussion. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Aaron Brooks, 3 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Matt Schaub, traded from the Houston Texans. Lost his job to Derek Carr in that Seattle game. Everything ties to Seattle. It's crazy. The Seattle game in the preseason, they never started, came in, threw 2 interceptions. That was the end of his Raider career. Had a 2-year contract. Jimmy Garoppolo was supposed to be the answer to Derek Carr because McDaniels messed up. He had a 3-year contract, started 6 games, 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Gardner Minshew, he was supposed to be a bridge, maybe a starter, but just someone who can carry this offense until it can get on their feet, and then we'll see from there. Brought in after he beat us when he was with Indianapolis the year before, killed our playoff dreams, our little playoff hope we had. 2 years, 9 starts, 9 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, lost his job to injury with the shoulder. Not lost it, but he was in and out of the lineup too because of performance also. Now Geno Smith, 5 games in, has a 2-year extension plus this year right now. Currently, 6 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and that's the list that Geno Smith finds it on right now, where he can be gone after this year. And now more dead money is paid to quarterbacks. But it is, if we're rebuilding for the 23rd, 24th season now, then throw in a Pickett, because what's working now ain't working. It's not working.
Insanity.
Oh, well, it's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And,
so what you're telling me is Pete Carroll's insane because he keeps starting Geno Smith. Again, what's it going to fucking hurt? Right? Peggy was like all excited. Let's see what happens. Peggy's not wrong on some of the shit she says. I get what she's saying. But at the same fucking time, we have proven time and time again in the NFL, when it comes to the quarterback position, it's all about, the programming they're in, who the coaches are,
the system.
The system, yes. Who's to say, again, we don't know if Aiden O'Connell could, be good in this system because he broke his wrist in the final preseason game.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going on. Kenny Pickett, we haven't seen in this system. He might be able to work this system. He might be the perfect fit for a Chip Kelly type of offense. We don't know why, because we haven't seen it. Yes, they've seen it in practice, but really, when you're looking at practice with rose-tinted goggles and, it's all Geno's my guy, that's who I'm sticking with. We have crucified coaches for having that same thought.
Mm-hmm.
This is my guy. This is who I'm sticking with. We have said AP screwed up by not sticking with his gut choice, which we all know was Aiden O'Connell, and going with Minshew. Because when he had success, it was with Aiden O'Connell. Right? It was Gruden was sticking with Derek Carr. Right?
Over Mariota, yeah.
Crucified for that. He's our guy. The only problem with Derek Carr was he never had somebody on his ass. That could be. It's the same thing. What's going on with Derek Carr? He's my guy. It is what it is. Nothing's changing that. Derek Carr got benched. Ken Stabler got benched. LaMonica got benched. Okay? You want to got benched plenty of times until he finally became the Raiders quarterback. So, Peggy wanted to bring up these names, but again, the attitude adjustment that comes from a benching. What irritates a starting quarterback the most? Being benched. That's how you get through to them. You're not playing the rest of this game because you're playing like shit. Sit your ass there, hold the clipboard, because right now I have more faith in this guy than I do you. Then there's that fire to watch the tape. Then there's the fire to make changes that need to be done. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, let's go into because I guess we're torn between what's reality, what's whatever, or emotional damage. Let's go through this real quick, okay? Let's do a little emotional damage and see by us. We're gonna play psychologist and see. Saddam knows because he's crazy. He's over there in the room right there. So Saddam, he has a PhD. Okay, Here we go. Emotional. I got it. Here we go. Right here.
I'm just trying to tell you about my feelings and that I'm angry and I'm trying to get some closure on that. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week at that thing. And hopefully you make one more move on me, you mother.
Emotional damage.
All right. Wait, we need music for this, don't we? What's a good song? I don't know. We'll just do one of these, our favorites. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, Asylum, let's go through this real quick because we got one more segment after this. Here we go. Emotional damage, Asylum. Here's the first one right here. What I kept seeing on Instagram, on X. They need to be gone before the 2026 season, whether it's you need to get fired now, get cut now, or when the season's over, don't come back next year. Is this emotional damage or is this legit?
It's emotional damage for 2, legit for 1. Okay. And obviously, I'm sure everyone's going to know where I'm going with this. Unfortunately, because of the carousel we've had, when it comes to the coaching, we need to stick with what we got going on because it does not help the team by the constant turnaround. But Geno, as far as I'm concerned, could go. He got his contract. He went off, mouth off. This is why I got paid the big. This is why I get paid the big bucks. You know what? I could do Geno's job right now for half the fucking money he makes.
If you act now, Pete Carroll. Yeah, I mean, if Pete Carroll can show that this compete is what he believes, then Geno Smith has to fall in the same category because he is the guy. The most important position in sport is quarterback. And if that guy cannot find ways to make plays, because that's what they kept saying about O'Connell, he starts to find a way to make plays. Even if the offense is bad, he starts to find a way to make plays. He's a quarterback. Same thing goes for anybody behind center. And Chip Kelly, I don't know what's going on, but with Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly, they had the pedigree. They've had the success in the past. Is it past them? I don't know.
The only thing I think that might be legitimate here is he's living in La La Land, thinking about how he's going to be taking over his head coach when Pete Carroll is gone. He needs to get his head
somewhere else
back in the game, focus on being an offensive coordinator, and I could build an offense around anybody. Right now, your job is to build it around Ashton Genty because all of a sudden he's getting his shit together. Build it around that boy right there and let that kid cook.
All right. Here's the next issue that I would see a lot in social media and everything right here. If we're rebuilding, blow it up. Trade them now for picks. Max Crosby, we can get a lot of picks for it. Jacoby Myers already had the threat. I want to get traded. And even JPJ, who seems to be, in a lot of folks' eyes, out of position. He's putting out, he's doing his job, but yet it's always, he still has to compete to play the next week. Is this emotional damage or is this legit? Let's just blow it all up and start all over from ground zero and try to rebuild this thing again.
You're going to keep the coaching staff, okay? This one might be a little bit more legit. You might as well throw Brock Bowers in there as well. Even Michael Mayers in there. If you're going to do it. But if this is rebuild with the current coaching staff, fucking why wait? Right now, this is when you're going to get the most for every player on the team. This is when
Pete Carroll, he's known. We talked about this when he got hired. He's known for flipping the whole roster. So I don't know. We'll see. You can even
throw Colton Miller on that list and get what you can, and sit there and build in the draft. That helps. You want to throw.
That's true.
Well.
Mufasa, and I was gonna say that too when Peggy said, "Well, he gets down to the using Genty to the goal line, and then we pass it." And I was all like, "I know that's what he did in the Super Bowl and lost to the Patriots."
Yeah,
when they had beast mode back there, all you needed was just 1 yard. You saw what he did. He was a Raider, so we saw it. So I don't know. Mr. Beast, a solid QB who can run the system. That is true, KDO. the producer of our music. There's two sides to this. Emotional damage, because it's like, we should do this. But then when it happens, it's going to be like, why did we do this for? Because we've seen it happen, I don't know. But it's not working, like you said. Insanity. Banging your head against the wall and hoping that your migraine will go away. It's not. So it's valid. 23 years, it's valid. So I'm going to say it's a 50-50 for me because I don't want it to happen. But if it does, I'll understand. And I get where people come from.
Trust me, I don't want to see Max go. I don't want to see JPJ go. I don't want to see Ashton, Brock Bowers. I don't want to see any of that. But if this is what you're going to do and try to build in the next couple of years, right, from scratch, everything that you're completely wanting, then fucking do it now when you get multiple number ones for a Max Crosby. Yeah. When you can turn around and get, a second or third round for, right now the Seahawks are looking like fucking geniuses. They got a third round pick for Geno Smith. Give them away. I'll pay you to take them right now.
There is no refunds for Temu Smith. And my sister even texted me that she heard that the Niners were asking about Max Crosby's services because, they got Bosa lost for a while, or if not. Yeah, so, people are going to call.
You asked me, I'm sorry, but you asked me last week, I think it was, are we wasting Max Crosby's talent?
Yeah.
It was yes, and this is just continuing the same thing. In the Max faxes, do you blame his look? That motherfucker had that look like, I'm done. Why'd I sign my fucking contract?
And it's week 5.
All
right.
He's tired of it. And I don't blame him one bit. The man wants a Super Bowl.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. This next one right here. This is going to irritate Asylum, I already know. But here we go. This next one isn't the issue.
The answer is no.
We need to trade for either Russell Wilson because he knows Pete Carroll and all those whole thing. They had success together in Seattle. Or we should trade for the man that went silent because he was called out for not being silent. They interviewed a third string quarterback. And apparently when they traded away Flacco, Sanders might not even guaranteed to be on the active roster for this Sunday. So I don't know what the Browns are doing, whatever's going on inside internally, but people are saying trade for Shador, bring him over here, and let him run the offense. Is this emotional damage, or is there validity to the people's claims to try to get one of these two guys over right now because Geno ain't working?
I'm going to say no to the older version of Geno Smith. And I'm going to say hell the fuck no to the younger version of Geno fucking Smith. So this is emotional damage. No, Smith may not be the answer, but neither are one of these two. Shador is overhyped because of his fucking father. Okay? He ain't no
this guy right here
on offense. Plain and simple. Okay?
Oh my God.
And no, just play who we fucking got and worry about your quarterback position next week. Sorry.
Russ can get you a few wins and maybe playoff run, but Shador is the future franchise quarterback. Oh, KDO! He's telling you, Asylum.
Put the shit down. I've never said this before, but you spoke quiet and talking too much weed.
AOC had less interceptions than Geno. They may as well play him. When he gets healthy, that's what I want to see too. That's what we both want to see too, because since he came into the league in 2023, we've been riding this train. Their Team Ramrod, say it loud, Team Ramrod. We've been saying it, and now everybody else is trying to come onto the bandwagon, certain puppeteers. But it's okay, because we're not going to discriminate. Just remember that we told you so if that does happen, and if it doesn't work out, we're able to say, hey, but at least
when it comes to Aiden O'Connell, do we truly know what we have in him?
Yeah.
We don't. There's no coach has stuck with him, giving him 100% full chance The one time it happened, the one time was literally AP as an interim coach, and he damn near took him to the goddamn playoffs.
Yeah. So the guy tries and he works hard. He doesn't give excuses. He's been fighting for his opportunity. Talking about Aiden O'Connell since high school, since college, whatever. Does that say, well, see, there you go. See, he's not that good a quarterback. Or does that say, hey, look, I know I got deficiencies, but I'm going to play through it, instead of just saying, well, you know, the guy took the ball. It's not my fault. I'm just the guy who throws the ball. But I digress. That's a big word we use today. I digress. Mark Sanchez, not the guy in the comments. We appreciate you, but Mark Sanchez, who beat up a 69-year-old. Stupid. Anyways, okay. Here we go, Asylum. Last one. I saw this nuke in social media. Here we go. Right here, Asylum. It's time to tank for number 1 pick. It is week 6, going into week 6. Let's just throw it all away. And like Arcadio said in the comments, we got to get our franchise quarterback. Who's out there? It could be Manning. He said yes. He said no. It's still up in the air right now. It's a no. He said, I'm going to wait another year. But as of right now, we're back in that same number 6 we were going into this year's past draft. Do we just lose games now and try to get what we can get? Number 1 pick, first pick in the buffet. Who are we going to get? They want a quarterback. We passed on Penix. We passed on Penix, people said. We passed on Shador, people said. Are we going to do it this year? Should we go for number 1?
Or Jaden Daniels, people say.
Yeah. Is this emotional damage to just throw it all away now?
This is 100% emotional damage. I'm sorry, but we're not the Colts. We're not going to suck for luck, okay? I'm sorry, but the damage you do to a team, not to mention bringing in the possibilities of bringing in elite players like Peggy was talking about, the possibility of a Wilkins, type player, stuff like that does not happen when you're constantly in this top 10. We've been here way too long and struggled to get those top players. We started playing better and we're able to sign. We are not going to be the team that players come for a fucking paycheck with 5 games in the book. I mean, come on. There's still a possibility. You can even bring it back up. The division record. Not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying we're winning the division. But, I mean, is this division over right here? But that's with the 1 win? You go on a 5-game winning streak and say everybody else splits games. We'll say 6 games to make it even, right? 6-game winning streak.
The Titans are horrible right now. Could start today. It start this week.
You're right there in the conversation. The problem is, I don't have faith we can beat Tennessee if we keep Geno Smith in.
Yeah.
But right now, no. It's overreaction. We don't even know. I mean, most of the time when you start talking about it, there's already talk about the top 2, 3 quarterbacks. I haven't heard shit. I don't know who the top quarterback is. The only quarterback we're talking about. Hey, you know what? I won, didn't I?
On that, we're going to talk about that too.
It's still under protest, and I still got shit to talk about. You just don't do it. It's just too early in the season.
Yeah.
To worry about the number 1 fucking pick. It really is. You could be in the conversation with 6 wins in a row, just saying, and the rest of the league or the rest of the division splits it, and you're right there in the talk for anybody, taking it over. And it can't happen. We've seen it. The likelihood of a team going 1-4 making the playoffs is very slim. I'm not even talking about playoffs right now.
Playoffs?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just talking about being relevant. Okay? You don't want to be the team that is constantly picking the Browns. Miami for the longest fucking time. Arizona, shit like that. You don't want to be picking in the top 10 constantly and can't do shit.
Well, you know what? When it comes to the top 10, we can't win right, and we can't even lose right, because we can never get to a point where the number one pick. Well, the last time we had a number one pick was Jamarcus Russell, but we can never really be like a number two pick, number three pick. It's always like pass where everybody else is good, and now it's like, okay, we're gonna get the second tier guys. Number 6, number 13, Brock Bowers. We got lucky again. Brock Bowers 2 years ago, number 13 in 2025, the 2023 draft. I'm sorry, 2024 draft going into 2024, but you can't do any worse, said KDO. I mean, it is overreact. It is emotional damage. Overreaction is another show that's Rich Eisen, which I like. It is emotional damage because we just want someone to come over to the team and just be captain save a throw is what I'm gonna call him now. We need a quarterback to be captain save a throw and not throw interceptions and not put us in situations where the defense has to try to stop an offense to only go 30 yards into the, to score a touchdown or whatever. Okay. Giving up possessions. But that's what you're going off what you said.
Who could take care of the fucking ball.
What is it? Raiders Shield family, Raiders Shield family. But like you said, it wasn't about having this team be a playoff bound and 4-1, we're 1-4 or 4-1. It was more so showing improvement. A lot of us, even though when we did our Captain Saber 3, he loved that. Mufasa, he loved that. We do our schedule show and everything, and we like to talk about, okay, the Raiders have a chance to beat this team, but this team, I don't know, this is a trap game, and we always all end up with a bloated 11-5 or 11-6, because I keep remembering there's 17 games now, or like you had 10-7, but it's because we believe, and that's how you watch the games. We don't watch the games to know they're going to lose. Then what's the point of watching the games? I pay for Sunday ticket. Accidentally left it on. I forgot to cancel it, so it rolled over. I forgot to cancel it. I know my girls are watching.
You accidentally forgot?
I accidentally forgot. Senior moment like Pete Carroll. No, anyways, and but see, we just want to see that we're making noise. That we're building something to take over. And we don't have trap games. How? Wait, no. I'm saying is when we did our scheduling show, when we did our scheduling show, we will go and there it goes. Sorry, we will go and talk about this and that. Now we're in the season, and it's like, okay, now we're looking at the reality. But a lot of us who do 90% who did our own schedule shows on YouTube, we are the trap game. No, we are the homecoming game. After the last couple games, we are the homecoming game. And if Tennessee comes in, it's not even a guarantee. But I'm just saying is that,
I've never heard of
we had high hopes.
But I'm all for it.
Right, Lisa. But we just want to see that there's noise making. That they're doing something. That okay, you know what? We might not be going there this year.
We want to see improvement. We want to see strides being taken to be better going into the next year, going into the third year, that we're actually making, like you said, strides, not the same shit over and over and over again.
And the sad part is, it's hockey season. I hate the season. Okay, Asylum.
I knew what she meant, but it still was funny.
Shield says Raiders 31, Titans 17. I hope. If Geno
Smith,
what? I don't know.
If Geno's playing, reverse the fucking numbers. That's what I'm saying.
We're gonna be dyslexic like Geno Smith trying to be the defense. Okay.
What I'm trying to say here is Geno and Shador are the same fucking quarterback.
Titans are on a winning streak. One. And you know what? Back in my high school days, we beat our rival down the street, and we were on a 1-game winning streak and lost the other 9 games. But at one point, we were undefeated, and at one point, we had a 1-game winning streak, and then it went at the Raiders first game, and so And the sad part about I was going to say before we go to the last segment, because we're already in overtime. The crazy part is the defense, who's had Patrick Graham for the last 3 years, is falling apart. The special teams, who had the same McMahon, the coach, for the last 3 years, is falling apart. And that's what's getting scary, is that we're regressing in places that were already established. And that's where we're trying to figure out what is going on.
And where do we have to put that blame?
That's on the head coach.
That's on the head coach.
And everyone in this show is not how to go. Everyone is subject to their criticism, but when it comes to the offense, like the reason was said for O'Connell, he's a starting quarterback. He wants to keep his job. He should be able to find ways to make plays. Geno Smith seems like he has a cushion where he's allowed to make mistakes. The leash is very long. And that's where there's no, I got to get this fixed or I'm going to be out in the street. And that's the issue that we're trying to say. And that's what, that's what we're trying to get at. That's what we're trying to get at. I live in Tennessee. The Titans blow far worse than we do. If this is lost, then there's going to be some crazy. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm scared of. This is our trap game, and they're like the worst team outside the Jets, the worst team in the league. And then we're sitting right there. Okay, Asylum, let's do this real quick. We got to go into our league. That is I got to get an intro for this, but that is the Cage Match Royal. Actually, I did have a graphic. Whatever, it doesn't matter. The Cage Match Royal Fumble League. Let's do this right here. Let's go like this. No, I didn't do that. Did you do that?
I didn't do that.
That was probably me. All right. I was like, why did I turn on? Okay, I need my other music right here. Okay, real quick. All right. Let's go into last week's result in the Royal. Okay, here we go. An angry team demolished my Raider Savage team 137-97. I had no chance after the Thursday game, and it took care of business. I knew that was going to happen, and it took care of business. And I lost, and that's how it goes. I accept my loss because I already prepared for it. Asylum gets off the schneid and gets 109-101. You had to go and beat my sister.
I'm in the game of the week.
How dare you? Arcadio is popping the champagne for you because you popped your cherry. Oh, no, I was joking. All right.
There we go. Woo, woo.
Oh, Jessica, I'm sorry, love.
It's still under protest. The rest of the season's under protest. And what did I say? She still had somebody go off for 31 fucking points.
Mean Machine takes care of business. Is back in the winning column, 138-119, beating Daniel's daring team in this week's past contest. Pig's Pig. Well, let me start over. Eduardo's excellent team beat Pig's Pig 133-107. And the match right here, the game of the week, Holy Roller, Jessica, sorry, love. Holy Roller succumbs to Bang Bang Niner Gang, Arcadio's team, 133-127.
Arcadio talking all that shit. I see how it is.
Arcadio was the trap game. And he said, thank you, Travis Swifty, because he finally came to play, Travis Swift did. After that album release, I guess he found his groove. The songs are about me. Yeah. And he won. He made plays, and he was able to beat or help KDO beat Jessica. Holy Roller. Knocking her down, gave her a first loss. Arcadio said he's coming. Wait, he's coming for that top spot right there. And Anna called it. She said Swift is giving it or whatever. I told Anna, I said, Travis Kelce might be a tight end, but when it comes to Taylor Swift, he is her wide receiver. Okay, on to the next week right here, the Week 6 preview going into this week. Make sure you get your teams ready for tomorrow night. I don't know who's playing. I haven't even did anything to my team yet, but I'll do it when I get off the show. But Raider Stitch, my sister, goes against Anna's angry team. My sister, I keep telling her, I said, don't worry, okay, the bye weeks are coming in. I saw them that last week. Injuries are piling up. Everyone still has a chance.
True.
Yes. There's still a chance, Elise. You got to have faith. Just bench Geno Smith. No, she don't have him. She is right now 57% over Anna 43%. Daniel's darling team is 27% tight end versus a tighter end. Well, Taylor Swift has no end, so she is just I don't know. Okay, Daniel's Darren team 27% is slated to lose against Pig's Pig, who's 73%, commanding lead right there in the percentages. Oh God, it's gonna be a bad household. I go against my girl. I go against.
See?
Oh my God! I told her. I said I'm not gonna.
Jacksonville sending CB Tyson Campbell and 7th round pick to Cleveland for his cornerback. I think there's more. Hold on, I'm letting it load. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt, but
well, it's not Raider news.
For Tyson Campbell.
Good night, Mom. I thought she had a good night because Jessica's going to take care of me.
All I know
fantasy. Love you, Mom.
All I know is there's trades being made and we're not part of it.
Yeah, I know. It's just like the free agency. There's signings being made and we're not part of it. We didn't pay for that plate, that buffet. Jessica's already punching me. All right. She's already punching me. One game is a streak. 2 games. I don't know. That is going to be a crazy household right here. She has a 64% percentage over me, but I got to go and switch my players around and take care of business to let her know who runs this household. It's her though. But I still got to show out. So anything for that belt. I hope she don't have the belt ready for me after this week.
That belt's Eduardo. All I have to say.
Eduardo is going against.
Sure, it happens.
Eduardo's excellent team is going against Bang Bang Niner Gang as Arcadio wants to build off his 1-game winning streak and try to take on Edward. We'll see what happens there. And right here, the battle of the beards. Mean Machine, 52% over Asylum. He has his 1-game winning streak. He wants to try to get that title back. He wants to get that next game going and be 2 games in. He goes against Jeff on the East Coast. This is your primetime game right here. Is Mean Machine versus Asylum. Podcast versus podcast. East Coast versus West Coast. Tupac versus Biggie. And all the other ones in between. I couldn't think of any more. Right there. That is your preview for this week's Royal Fumble League. Like how you winning this whole thing. No! Don't give her that. Don't give her that. I need to live with her. She doesn't have the belt. She's going to hit me with the belt. No. Okay. I'm going to defend that belt. Don't give her that Raider shield.
And that belt's going one of 2 places. And it ain't in California. I'll tell you that now.
This is your. For that belt right there, Asylum. That belt right there. That is what everyone wants. That is what everyone's trying to get.
The inaugural
Royal Fumble
Cage Match Royal Fumble belt.
It's a real belt. Whoever wins it gets shipped to them, or stays here in their household. Where it belongs.
I guarantee Asylum's going to be a part of that belt leaving that house, one way or another.
Are you gonna be like Undertaker just from the dead? Choke slam.
It happened before.
Choke slam. Through the cage match. Through the cage. That is your fantasy football Royal Fumble League talk right there. All right, Asylum. That is our show for today. It will be mine. Oh, yes, it'll be mine.
My princess. It's my princess.
I love this. Violence within fantasy football. Fantasy violence. What is a safe code? That's what I want to know. the safe word. Anyways, safe word, pineapple. All right.
It is for most people.
Asylum, that is our show for today. We will be back on Friday. We do have things coming up. So watch out for those thumbnails, but we will be back on Friday to talk about this Titan game. And hopefully we can get back on the winning track. We said that the last couple of games, no game with Geno Smith at quarterback is a guarantee. We know this for sure. Asylum, any last words?
I got a guarantee for you. Geno Smith throws another interception.
I don't want it. Yeah, get Asylum Burgundy is going to be having another.
Asylum Burgundy's going to be in an alcohol coma.
Is Betty Ford? Oh God! All right, Coliseum dog. Safe word. Yeah. Just tell that to Mark Sanchez.
Hey,
if you know, you know.
Right.
If you know, you know. All right. We're going to come back on Friday. Remember, we start the Friday show at 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. on the East Coast over there. We talk about we break down the numbers. Thank you. I was messed up. But I recoiled and I didn't throw it into the guy's arms and turned into an interception. I made sure.
You tucked it.
I tucked it. Before okay, anyways. Like Beyonce says, girls rule the world. Whatever.
What's she know?
Boys rule. What did it say in Little Rascals? Boys rule and girls drool. Okay. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is ours. I'll file. Oh my God. I'll file for the profit. Okay. That is our show. Make sure you come back on Friday. We talk about the Titan game, break down the numbers, and we go from there. We are 30 minutes over because this was a very intense therapy session episode.
I may have had a little longer than it should have.
It's okay because a lot of us, Peggy had her rant, you had her rant, and then you saw in a Burgundy, Womanowski had his rant. Give me some chewing gum and cut off my arm. Throw me out there. I don't care. That is our show for today. Come back next week. Come back on Friday to talk about the Titan game. We end every show like we always do with a word from Raider Melt, a.k.a. our teacher, me and KDO, from back in high school. That is Mr. Wallace or Coach Wallace. I played football under him. Mr. Wallace, Coach Wallace, we keep his memory alive. He was in the cage fight. He was a fighter. So we end the show like that. Come back on Friday. We talk about the Titan game. We want to thank everyone for watching our show and enjoying the content. We appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and hit that bell so you know anytime a new video or show drops.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Arcadio knows. Rest in peace, Mr. Wallace. Keep his memory alive. All right, that's our show. Come back on Friday, and we'll see you then. Have a good night. Let's try to wash away what we saw and heard today in these press conferences. And see you on Friday. Peace out. Boom.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.